All right, we're starting. I think this is working. Yeah, we're good. Hi, guys. I see the sound waves, Tristan. Welcome back to Egg in a Bottle. This is episode 5. I'm Mark Ortega. I'm hosting today with Kyle Watts. Georgia isn't here, but we have 2 special guests. Sitting right next to me is Tristan Lassiter. Say hi, buddy.
Howdy.
Don't hit the fucking mic.
Be a little bit easy with the mic there, buddy.
Jesus Christ. And across from me, we have Hannah Jones. Say hi.
Hello.
This is great. Georgia had some shit to do, and she didn't feel like waiting, so she hit the old skedaddle.
Yeah, we hit a little speed bump.
Yeah,
on the way.
Because people are rookies and need to die. Anyway, how was your guys' week? How was your week, guys? How's everybody doing?
Hannah, tell me all about it.
It's been good. A little stressed out. Barely got any sleep this week, but I'm gonna recover over fall break. So
that's good.
Why exams?
Oh yeah.
I see. Well, Tristan, tell me about it, friend. It sounds like a ship, like in the background.
That was uncomfortable.
It's like, sorry, we're actually filming at a harbor, and you can hear the freighters in the background creaking.
How was my week?
You need to speak into the mic, sir.
Listen, Kyle, I'm going to hit you with the mic. How was my week? I don't know. I got exams back that I didn't like. I also didn't sleep, so
Right.
guess that's going around. Mark, don't touch me.
I think that means touch him more. Well, you heard the smack.
This mic is ridiculous. That sound was me. I just touched Tristan's thigh really aggressively. Anyway, what about you, Kyle?
Firm piece, let me tell you.
How was your week, man?
It was. It's going. It's pretty good.
It's good.
Yeah, you know, watching the baseballs, the stick ball, keeping up with the Predators, and you know, wearing blankets outside. Yeah, that's what we're doing.
You want to explain that for us?
I don't like talking about. I don't kiss and tell, brother.
There was something to say there, but I couldn't figure it out.
No,
so we're gonna move on.
We just got an idea, and we'll talk
got a little
about
idea.
it. We got a little idea.
Okay.
And we'll talk to you about Tristan. You actually don't know, so
I don't.
we'll tell you. We'll tell you
know.
off the air. We didn't mean to keep you out of the loop there.
For those of people who are wondering why we can't hear Tristan all the time, me and Tristan are sharing a mic, so it's kind of hard because his face would be in my face for us both to talk at the same time.
Yeah.
And he doesn't like that.
Not really.
I can hear you a little bit.
Yeah.
But just, lean into the mic if you have something to say.
Stop moving it.
If you have something to say,
Okay,
speak.
We'll
into
both
the mic.
stay here, Tristan, and then we'll just lean in and out. Okay.
All right.
Is that cool with you? And if we both
Fine,
if we
fine
both
with me.
happen to lean in at the same time,
Just
then
let it happen.
Just let it happen.
If that's how it goes,
Nope.
that's the way
Don't
it goes.
fight it.
I don't think.
Don't toss that salad, brother.
Oh my God! Don't swing that wood. This is great already. Oh my God.
Oh, did you swung it though?
Swung.
Swanged it?
Swanged. Swanged. Fuck, I can't spell swanged.
There's a C in there. Schwang.
We're a huge mess.
Oh,
my
the dump.
God.
It's but yeah, we got a late start today, so everything's a little out of whack.
So this could be shorter or longer. We don't fucking know.
How's your week, Mark? Mork.
The conch.
Mork the conch Ortega.
My week's been fine. It's been long. Are you really doing that right now, Tristan?
It's muted.
God, he's watching the Aladdin trailer right now on his phone.
It's muted.
Jesus Christ. But no, my week is fine. It's been long. I feel like this is the longest week. I think it's always right before break. Things seem
longest
longer and
yard.
slower. The Blind Side. Remember
With
the Titans?
Sandra Bullock.
Bullock. I swear we're professionals.
It's about star left tackle Michael Orr. He played left tackle.
Thank you, fuckhead. I know what you meant. Does that mean he only tackles with his left? I know what it means.
No, he protects the blind side.
Is that what it means? Is that why it's called the
because
blind
when a quarterback snaps the ball and he's right-handed, you can't see, but You can see Mark.
I can see. Yeah, he's
I'm
standing like
he's
because
standing
he's
like
throwing with
this.
his right. He's kind of tilted. And
He's
he
got
can't see his left
got to have his
side.
back
Yeah.
to the left, so he's got the left tackle watching his blind side.
Watching
Left tackle is
his
one of the
blind
most.
side. Roll credits. We got it.
It's probably the second most important position in football.
What's the first?
Quarterback.
That's fair.
If you don't have a quarterback, you will not win.
I feel like center is the most important role of all of football.
I mean, they begin with the ball.
Exactly, and if they don't hike that bitch right, it plays over.
Yeah.
So center is the most important role.
I read a story about a Peyton Manning. You know him, quite a famed quarterback.
I know of him.
He was you know how they have to lean down to their center to like snap the ball.
Reach right in the old taint region. Yeah,
Exactly.
I know.
And
I know.
he was behind his guard, and the guard said to him, "It ain't me, Daddy." I can provide proof of that.
When I upload this, can you put that link in the description?
I'll
for
find it.
me?
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'll look for it.
And
But it was not
Daddy.
him, Daddy. It was not.
That's fucking wild.
And then he put his hand in the right taint area.
Okay, so we actually have a lot of stuff we want to try to get through today, and because we're stressed for time, I'm just gonna go ahead and start. All right. What? What's funny?
Nothing. I think we should. I think we should say these topics are going to be like
Everywhere.
everywhere, and they're going to be discussion based because we've had a real big problem of just saying, "Oh, I like that."
Just like listing things, and
Yeah.
that's not interesting.
It's really not because like we'll
no one
say
has things to add,
right because none of us have experienced the things that the other person has. So
and there's not enough chaos for me, honestly. Like I
working
just
out
like
for you
everyone's
real
like
good.
yelling at. What did you say?
Working out real good for you right now.
Yeah, it is. He doesn't like it. He's about to have a stroke.
Yes.
Didn't like that one either. No, so one of our first ones.
You have my notebook.
I do have your notebook, so I'm reading from it. What's the issue?
Just don't like it.
Is it
ASMR.
a pro-
Tap the mic. Hi guys, today. Hi. Hi guys.
Shh, go.
Hi guys, I want to show you my sticker collection today.
That's a crispy sound, though. Okay, no, for real. I don't think you two actually know what we're talking about, but
You keep moving the mic. You told him not to move the mic.
it's ridiculous. No, so we want to talk about, out of all these Spider-Men, that can be movie, games, whatever, which one is your favorite?
You can't just jump right into the
okay.
question.
Yes, we definitely can.
Hold
Segues are for the week. We're going straight into it.
Tell me how this topic came to be, Mork.
How did it come? I forgot. You tell us, Kyle.
I think this topic came up to be when we were in the library with me, Mark, and Tristan, and just asked him the question. Just pop the question, Just pop the big old question.
Will you be my love for the rest of my life?
That's what I asked. And then they're like, no, but what Spider-Man do you like? And I was like, I'll tell you all about it. And that's how this topic came to
Tristan
be.
has some thoughts.
Okay. Personally, I don't think I should include.
Closer.
I don't think we should include the video game Spider-Man. I mean,
I
it's
disagree.
Several different actors for one person.
You're wrong. What do you mean by that?
Well, there's different. You know what I mean? There's a voice actor. Okay, a body double. I mean, it's not authentic.
He has a point. The voice is different from the guy that plays him physically.
So like, you don't know exactly what's.
But is
compared to.
Peter really any more than a voice? If you don't get the voice right, are you Peter?
I need you to explain that
Yeah, I feel
bullshit.
Like you just jumped right into the deep end.
Because anybody can move like Spider-Man, right? But you can't sound like
can't.
No,
Spider-Man,
no. Kevin James could not move like Spider-Man.
Give me 2 weeks.
The day Kevin James moves like Spider-Man.
Are you gonna train Spider-Man? I'm just all on Tristan trying to get to the mic.
It's pretty warm in here, Mark.
It's about to be warmer.
And what's great is I have to go home with all three of these guys, so this isn't going to stop for me either.
I think they needed context for that statement.
Okay.
It's just gonna get warmer.
Oh my god.
Oh, God.
What a turn this is taking already. Hey Tristan, you have nice eyes.
Thanks, babe.
When do I get to put the wheels back on this thing?
All right, let's do it.
We didn't buy wheels.
I did.
Tristan really liked that one.
Okay, but yeah. So that's how the topic came up. So what's your favorite Spider-Man,
Okay.
guys?
Okay, so like, in my opinion, you can't just pick a favorite Spider-Man because they're both different Spider-Man and Peter Parkers. Because like, in my opinion, Tom Holland is a better Spider-Man than he is a Peter Parker, and Andrew Garfield is a better Peter Parker than he is a Spider-Man.
You done? Disagree completely. I think the Andrew Garfield Peter Parker is nonsense.
Okay, just because he looks old, all right? I get he's like, what, 30, 33 when he played Spider-Man?
Mm-hmm.
He's like 35 now? I don't know. But, like, he acted like a teenager.
I think that's false. Okay. He acted like
teenager.
a teenager, but not Peter Parker teenager. Peter Parker is not some skater fuckhead. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't think
I
Tom
just
Holland
wanna- I
really
just wanna
acts like
clear
Peter
up-
Parker
I just want
either.
to clear up, Tobey Maguire was the worst Peter Parker.
See, I disagree. I
Tristan,
think he's
are
the second best.
are all your opinions wrong?
It's an opinion, Mark. It can't be wrong.
Hannah, weigh in here.
I love the Andrew Garfield ones because I think he's super cute, but
Not a
that is
reason.
not how you should go about it. So
At
I
least
would
you
probably say,
recognize that.
yeah. So I think that I will go with Tom Holland as the best Spider-Man, just because he's a good, to me, he's a good Peter Parker and a good Spider-Man.
Branch off. Tom Holland, he's what in Far From Home, the new one. He's like 16. No, not 16. He's
17, isn't he?
yeah, he's roughly like mid-teens, but
He's dead.
he's okay.
Spoilers for Avengers: Infinity War.
But okay, in the next
We all knew he was
in
coming
Infinity
back.
War,
Jesus.
I mean, it's been. I'm not going to like positively confirm it, but it's been rumored that it's like what 5 years in the future.
Which is a fucking crazy time jump.
Okay,
That's
yeah,
a
but like-
massive time jump.
But
He's been
Tom
Spider-Man
Holland-
for a minute.
Is a good.
He's been dead for most of that minute, Kyle.
That is true.
That's
He-
true.
But like Tom Holland plays a good like young teen Spider-Man, but in the new Avengers movie, he's going to be like 22 or 23. I don't think that's going to do well for Tom Holland.
He still has the body of a
He
a
still looks like he's
12-year-old.
12.
Yeah, he looks like a
Yeah,
child.
He looks.
I don't know. Did you see him take his shirt off? That dude was kind of ripped.
Yeah, he looked like a 12-year-old who plays baseball. I mean, it doesn't.
Which is fine. We can rack it all up to spider jeans or whatever. What about you, Kyle? What's your favorite Spiderman?
I'm actually with Mark on this one. We have a similar opinion. I think the PS4 Spider-Man's the best.
I haven't played it yet, so. can't.
I think he's
He's fantastic.
because the thing about Peter Parker and the thing I think Tom Holland kind of misses is that he's too like inept. If that makes and I understand he's young. I understand that. But by inept I mean like he's. It doesn't ever feel like he's heard the whole with great power comes great responsibility. It feels like he's never heard that in his life, you know? And I actually don't know if Uncle Ben is in the MCU or anything like that. But in the Spider-Man game, in the Spider-Man PS4 game, he's still goofy like Peter Parker. He's still a dork, but he's got more experience, I guess. And that makes sense because it's like 8 years of him being Spider-Man in the game. But I think Tom Holland is good for what they were going for, but he's not. There were some parts I was like, okay, this is Spider-Man, but other parts I was like, okay, he's a little too funny. You know, does that make sense?
I get exactly what you're saying because he's like, yeah, I'm a good guy. I know what I'm doing. Then he lets like a ferry boat just get ripped in half and doesn't do shit to
Yeah.
save him.
I'm like, Spider-Man's not. Is Spider-Man reckless? Like, because you guys read comics.
I don't think he
Yes,
is generally
yes.
reckless.
He's too young to know how to control himself. Like, he has a good overview of what to do with his powers, but he doesn't know how to control what happens around him with his powers.
I think he's more like of a reckless guy with himself more than the people around him. Like he's more defensive of people, but when it comes to himself, he'll fucking do anything.
Yeah, I
What
just.
do you think, Tristan? Is that okay?
I mean,
Yeah, because I mean, you guys are the Spider-Man comic experts.
Well,
I'm
like-
just going based off what I've seen.
We're the fucking nerds.
the first thing I thought of when he said, like, when you said reckless with himself, I thought of Tony Stark. Because, I mean, like,
And that
Tony
makes
does
sense.
not care. He's almost died, 3 or 4 times in the movies? And that's just in the movies. And, and like, with Spider-Man, he does have a little bit of, concern for himself as to where, like, his well-being. Because he knows when to back out and when to come back later. But, like, Tony Stark does not care. So that's what I thought of when you said reckless with himself versus with other people. Because he knows when to stop and he knows when to go back and come back later.
Yeah. I think what I like most, and I should stop comparing the Tom Holland Spider-Man to the PS4 one because the age difference
Because the
is
PS4 one is superior. I know what you're saying.
Yes, but the reason I like the Spider-Man PS4 one so much is because there's a great scene in the game. Mark knows what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
Where he saves Miles from some muggers.
That's a cute
I watched
scene.
that
I
online,
love that
yeah.
so much.
And he's about to zip away and everything, and he's like, how do I fight? Is essentially what he's asking, and he's like, how do I do it? And he's like, okay, put him up, and he starts training Miles how to fight, like on the side of the street, and he punches him in the, Miles punches him in the jaw, and he's like, wow, and it just, he feels more like a mentor in the PS4 Spider-Man. He's more sure of himself.
And I think that goes for the entire game because when you're going down the street with people, most of the time you can press in most games like that, you can press the punch button, you start swinging into the crowd. But in this game, when you do the punch button, you start throwing up like hand signals and saying like hi to folks like on the street. Yeah. And it makes it feel like Spider-Man is more of like a public face there. Like he has like the people,
he walks on the ground
yeah,
sometimes.
Like the people like him and he likes that, so he's more of like a good guy in terms of that.
In the game, it's like 8 years after he became Spider-Man?
Yeah.
I haven't played it, so I'm assuming it's a bigger time jump.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's had more time to have an impact.
He's more confident,
Yeah.
and I like that Spider.
He's had a while to have an impact on a larger population than he was when he was a teenager. Because when he was a teenager, I mean, like, even in the movie, people don't understand him or acknowledge him as a, superhero yet.
The Tom Holland one is like, I saved a lady and she bought me a churro. And that's it.
And don't get me wrong, like it's really nice for what it is, because I can imagine like a 16-year-old who got powers would probably be like that. So in that regard, it makes sense. It's just not what I prefer. I prefer confident, sort of know what I'm gone through the ropes. God, stop.
Is it really hot in here or is it just me?
It's just you.
I think it's because I'm so close to Tristan.
I'm a radiator.
God, he's so cute. What did you say?
I'm a radiator.
Oh, God.
Where do you release the steam? Where does the steam come out?
I don't like the focus mark.
His ass. He wouldn't say it. I will.
Oh, that's what that whistling was.
Oh my God. I want to change my answer. Actually, I want to change my answer.
You don't have to do that.
No. My favorite Spider-Man is Spider-Ham.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Peter Porker. I love comics. They're so fucking. Do animals talk in this dimension?
I don't want to freak them out.
So, like, what about Andrew Garfield did you like, Hannah? Like, other than him being attractive, which I agree. But he was too attractive, in my opinion.
What?
Easy.
Andrew Garfield was too attractive for the role.
I think he's ugly.
I mean, like, in person, he's, like a 2. But, like, in the movie, he plays a good teenager. My favorite part, Hannah, I'm sorry, I took your question.
Yeah, you're good.
My favorite part in the movie is
It's not okay.
his way with people. Because he's completely different with people than other cinematic Spider-Man.
In what way?
He's, he connects more with individuals.
I think he's a menace.
I think he's a problem to society. Hannah, tell me about Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man.
It's been a minute since I've seen them, but I
mean,
think,
me too.
but I think that I just loved the relationship that he had with Emma Stone's character, Gwen. I loved that a lot. He did get hung up on her, but
She got
And
hung
all-
down.
She got hung
You
too. She sure
both got
did.
the same. We're the worst.
Go ahead.
Jesus Christ.
I think that's just like the hopeless romantic in me, is I just loved seeing that so much because every superhero has his vice, and it just shows that he has his, and it's her. So, but I do agree with Tristan. He connected with people a lot differently than the other Spider-Mans.
I don't think he did.
You know my favorite part of
I don't think he did.
I think he did.
my favorite part of those movies. Are we doing ASMR again?
No. Okay, I just wanted to say I think that Spider-Man is weird. Like in the first
agree.
movie, remember when he's going around trying to find the people who killed his uncle,
Borderline
and he's
creepy.
just like running around, hitting anybody who even looks like him, just in the alley, like, I'll fucking kill you.
What other resource does he have? He had a picture, and that was it.
And he's going around beating the fuck out of people for no reason.
Okay, and they're only criminals.
My point is, he comes across this group of the guys that's about to rape or kill this girl, right? And my theory, I think that if he didn't look like Uncle Ben's killer, he wouldn't have stopped them. He would have kept going. You're not on my list today. And there's this part where he finds like, you remember when he webs him up to like the wall and the cop shows up?
Yeah.
He's fucking terrifying. He's just like a psychopath, just laughing, webbing up this
Yeah, but
dude.
it's all.
I actually like that
It's
scene.
not
I think
dangerous.
it's not
That's
Spider-Man.
That's one of the best scenes because the second movie was just straight awful. It was terrible. The
Yeah.
first movie, that was one of the best scenes. But
I'm Electro.
was that Jamie Foxx? Yeah, that was
It
terrible.
was, yeah.
That was terrible.
Well, it was cool because because that's the first time I've seen.
As bad as Jared Leto's Joker.
I don't know about that, but
It's definitely
I don't know. Jamie Foxx didn't have Heath Ledger's shoes to fill, you know.
That's true.
Yeah, but,
But-
dog shit is still dog shit.
Dog
regardless
shit
of
is
your
dog
shoes.
shit,
He did
regardless.
pave a way for that character, but I mean, honestly, he started out doing a crappy job
You know who paved the way? Jared Leto paved the way over his dog shit
with mulch.
to allow Joaquin Phoenix to take over the reins.
Joaquin.
That Joker will be amazing.
I agree.
That Joker will be amazing.
Is that
But
you on record?
Yes.
I'm telling you, it's going to be good.
For people that aren't watching, I just hit myself in the nose with the mic and I swung
Yeah,
it
you
back
did.
to me.
Yeah, you did.
But that scene in Spider-Man where he's like webbing up the dude. I was like, whoop, whoop. When he was tying up the dude or whatever, and he's like laughing about it. I was like, that was. I could see I'd be creepy.
Okay, well, that's also like the first time in the movie he's got to bring a little like he's done his job without being completely oppressed
Inept.
about it, and like
Yep.
so. I mean, I thought because he knew it, he knows at that point he's confident in his ability that he's not like other people. So I mean, he was enjoying it.
Yeah, you can definitely see he's like enjoying his powers, which I appreciated about his performance in that particular scene. I don't know if he ever did it again though. I don't
feel
remember.
like that's why I don't like that Spider-Man, because he's depressed for a lot of it.
He's a little moody
He's
boy.
basically just
And then
like Batman for
his
the first
whole
half
life-
of that
His
movie.
whole life picks up, and then right when his whole life picks up, he just kills his girlfriend. Well, I don't want to say kill. I don't want to say kill, but
No,
she
that's
gets-
correct.
She gets dropped like a bad habit at the end of the movie. He's just done. Because his life, all of it starts to pick back up,
Human yo-yo.
and then he brings it right back down on himself.
Oh my god.
And so, yeah, he's probably rude.
And then he yells about it in the clock tower that he's in.
I love the way Andrew Garfield cries.
He's the ugliest crier ever.
Glenn, stay with me. Dude, go watch that scene. It's fucking disgusting. It's just all like snot and
Yeah, I stopped thinking he was attractive at that scene.
that's fair.
I don't want to get back to the mic because I'm going to start laughing again.
Spider-Man PlayStation 4, he cries like a man. I'll give him that. He's
Is
a
he
real
crying again?
Oh
He is a
fuck! I
man.
forgot y'all didn't finish it. He cries.
Towards the end, I imagine.
Oh yeah, it's a real good one.
Well, I got to the part with the
Spoiler.
Scorpion, and he's like talking about like, Doc, I want to help you and stuff like that. I'm like, see, this is Spider-Man to me, you know? Like, okay, everybody.
Sorry,
I'm talking to the one that's paying attention now. Anyway,
it's me.
It's me.
Fuck.
but yeah, I really like the PS4 Spider-Man, and just for the reason of like, I haven't seen a Spider-Man that was competent. I keep seeing him at the beginning, you know, and I'm ready to see him. Like, Uncle Ben's not even in the game.
I don't think he's even mentioned.
He's mentioned a couple times,
Okay.
like in a picture.
That's just, when you said a confident Spider-Man, I instantly thought of Tobey Maguire in the third movie.
Well, I don't mean like that.
I
kind of
maintain
I know,
that
I
I
know,
maintain that's a good movie, and I'll
It is a
fight
good
you on
movie.
that. It's great.
I love it.
Okay, I feel like it was good, but it could have been a lot.
Could you like move that a little easier?
It could have been a lot better, especially the last scene in the movie. That was just, I feel like it was
the last scene?
the fight scene with
Venom
Harry,
and
Venom,
Harry and
Sandman, and
There are too many villains in that movie.
Little
If it-
Goblin Jr.
If they
yeah,
just
Goblin Jr.
if they just focused on Sandman and Harry, I think it would have been because they just kind of shoehorned Venom in at the
Fucking hate
last
this mic.
minute. You know what I mean?
Speaking of Venom,
Are we segueing?
So yeah, we can.
Wait,
talk about
let's talk about. Okay,
got a list.
we're gonna go around. Now, I want your definitive favorite Spider-Man. Kyle, you go first.
Spider-Man PS4, followed by Tobey Maguire, the only real Spider-Man.
Fuck. I'm gonna go Tobey Maguire, followed by Spider-Man PS4.
What made you change your answer?
I really like Spider-Man 3 now that I'm thinking about it, and Spider-Man 2 is one of the best superhero movies of
It
all,
is.
of all time.
It's in top 3.
It's definitely top 3. But yeah,
I'm gonna still stick with Tom Holland.
Why'd you groan?
He's just.
Do you not like Tom Holland?
I do. He's just overhyped.
I agree.
He's just, like he's a good.
He's too much.
Like movie version. He is my favorite Spider-Man, but he's just way overhyped because he's not that good.
Yeah, he's
just new and people are still getting used to it.
he's cool, but like when he was first coming out and like Civil War was coming out, you're like, oh my god, best Spider-Man.
Yeah, and that whole 3 minutes he was in the movie.
Couldn't escape it. I was like, okay, this dude's cool and everything, and I like him, but
I also read that he had more lines in that movie than Henry Cavill did in Batman vs Superman. Also, another reason why that movie was straight garbage.
yes, sir.
There's a lot of reasons why the movie was straight
There's
garbage.
you could give me a week and I couldn't come up with enough reasons.
Lex Luthor was played by a fuckhead.
That I just don't understand. You have Bryan Cranston. and
Why
That
wouldn't
was
you use
amazing.
Bryan
Yeah, why would you
Cranston?
not
We
use
got
him?
so upset about Bryan.
That's
we
what I'm
fucking love
saying.
Bryan Cranston.
That's what I'm saying. Like you have the perfect Lex Luthor.
And then what was it? He's in a
Power
movie now.
Rangers. He's in Power Rangers.
Yeah,
oh,
but-
is that what you're talking about?
No, he's almost done with a movie with Kevin Hart. Bryan Cranston and Kevin Hart.
I've seen that one. I think it's a remake of a French movie.
It is.
Yeah, that I saw where the guy he's paralyzed and Kevin Hart is like his helper.
He's like
Is it a drama or a comedy?
It's both.
Have
So
you-
like
okay.
they become really good friends. What's it called? What's the
Have you
French
seen The
version?
Fundamentals of Caring on Netflix?
with Paul Rudd?
It's like that.
I haven't seen that.
It's Paul Rudd and I don't know the guy's name, but like he has
Selena Gomez in
Duchenne's
it?
muscular dystrophy.
Is it
and
good?
It's awesome. It's hilarious.
And what's it called again?
The Fundamentals of Caring. Oh my gosh, the kid with muscular dystrophy messes with
Is
Paul
it-
Rudd the whole movie.
Is it also the kid from Breaking Bad? His
No,
son?
no. The kid from Breaking Bad, he was just a useless character. But we're gonna get back. We don't have to talk about that. But like in the movie, Paul Rudd is like it's his first job, and he gets one of the hardest clients there are, and they mess with each other.
Gotta
So like
weed him out.
the kid pretends like he's dying like 10 times in the movie just to mess with Paul Rudd. So it's hilarious.
That's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, but he has like he's predicted.
He has a
everything.
legitimate reason that could kill him.
Do you care if I spoil something for you?
Go ahead.
His main goal in the movie, like his bucket list wish, is to pee standing up. so
Yeah.
So it's a running joke in the movie. It's not like a focus, but like it's a running joke where Paul Rudd tries to get him to stand up and pee. And the last scene of the movie, it's the funniest thing in the world. He wants to go see the world's deepest pit. So they go to the world's deepest pit. And after this big scene happens at the bottom, Paul Rudd takes him back to the top of the pit. Gets an ambulance, takes one of those gurneys or no, what are they called? Like a
Gurney's was right.
okay, yeah. Well, he props him on that. Props him against the rail overlooking the world's deepest pit and lets him pee off of it. And that's like one of the best parts of the movie because it was so funny.
Yeah. Just tied everything together like a neat old package.
That sounds cute.
I like that.
Selena Gomez was also just awful. She has such a baby
Awful?
face. I can't respect her as an actress.
That's fair. That's fair.
She looks like a 15-year-old, but she sounds like a 30-year-old man.
And acts like a bitch. No, I'm sorry. Did we all give our definitive favorite Spooderman?
don't
I
think
believe
you
so.
did.
Tristan didn't.
Oh, I said Tom Holland. He's just overhyped. In my
Oh,
opinion.
okay. Gotcha. I think you'll change your opinion once you play the PS4.
He's not a
Spider-Man.
good Peter Parker. He's a good Tom. He's a good Spider-Man.
I think he'll grow into the role because he's young enough.
In the new Avengers movie, he's gonna be around for a while. So I mean, he's gonna grow into his Peter Parker role. But
Tristan.
Yeah.
I don't want to turn your mic every fucking time that you decide to talk. Okay?
Why don't you guys put it between you and like,
That's what I did, and then
see
he
what-
wouldn't move,
and then just
or-
like slide
or-
out of the way.
or he just like take it with him, so I had to move it back.
Just slide out of the way when you're done talking, and slide in.
Give it the old.
Lend you my sled. Anyway,
what's next?
You had some problems with Venom, I believe.
it was so bad. It was. I made a list.
For the record, Tristan is the only person that I've talked to who's had a problem with this movie in any way, shape, or
Seriously,
form.
Kyle, you think Venom's a good movie?
I
He
haven't
hasn't seen
seen
it.
it.
He's a fucking loser.
I saw it last night, so it's still pretty fresh. But like,
You
I've
haven't
seen it-
either?
I've seen it twice.
Okay,
I've
me and you
seen
were
it
gonna-
twice.
me and you were gonna talk about something that matters, and they're gonna talk about this.
okay.
Okay.
Wait a goddamn second.
no. This is important because there's obviously two different opinions. Critics think it's terrible. Audience thinks it's great. Not all audience, obviously, because it's
'Cause you didn't
absolutely
like
terrible. It's terrible. I don't want to ruin it for you if you're gonna go see it, but
I know pretty much. Like I know the ending and
okay,
stuff.
this is for Mark. Okay, it was obviously made into an R-rated movie. And at
Stop
the,
moving the mic.
He's not fucking talking in it.
you can tell it was
Okay,
obviously
okay.
going to be an R-rated movie because
Right.
there are so many just cutaways in the movie. It's obnoxious, and you can tell you were robbed of good scenes because
Yeah.
Venom is like he eats people, and I mean that's part of who he is. He has to eat a living thing to survive.
Right.
And I think we get 2 shots in the movie where he eats somebody, but both those shots, the instant he takes a bite, it just jumps away. You don't see anything. And there are other action sequences you can tell were cut so short because of they wanted to keep it PG-13
Sorry, go ahead. No.
in the very low hope that Spider-Man will be in that movie one day, which was ridiculous to me because they could have made a rated R Venom and then just
It would have done great. It would have smashed. Probably.
like Logan wasn't expected to do good because it was rated R, but it was amazing.
Well,
Because
Deadpool
they
was
have Hugh Jackman.
Deadpool
Oh,
was
Hugh
the
Jackman.
first one that was the first R-rated superhero movie that really took off. Like,
Because of had Ryan Reynolds and like a character that everybody loved.
yeah, that movie actually paved the way for Logan. Because like Logan
amazing.
was PG-13, and then Hugh Jackman was like,
I
Yeah,
want to
but-
say fuck.
yeah. There's that scene when he's in the car at the beginning. He says "fuck" like 30 times in a row, and I'm like it started to get a little ridiculous, but I'm like, he's feeling himself. It's
I think
fine.
that part where
It's a level out in the end.
the young girl, what's her name?
Laura.
X-23.
X23, where she starts like hitting him. He's like, stop fucking hitting me.
Okay, but like, and I've grown up. Wolverine's always been my favorite character, like of all time. I grew up watching his movies with my dad since I was a little kid. All the X-Men movies. Marks think they suck. They're good.
I think the majority of them are bad.
We'll get back to that. Anyways, I think the opening scene. We've all seen Logan, right?
Yeah.
The opening scene where he wakes up after getting his car stolen, and just completely disembodies.
Just murders a gang of
Yeah,
Mexicans.
There's like 8 guys. To me, that one scene was like the best portrayal of Wolverine I've ever seen, and that was the opening 5 minutes of the movie.
It only gets better from
and
there.
it only gets better. And then that's why I love Logan so much. That's one of the few movies I actually went out and bought on DVD.
Yeah, I
'Cause it
agree.
was that good.
I have it on Blu-ray also.
So what other problems do you have with ye old Venom?
Okay, so like, I do have a list.
It's long.
That is a long list, my friend.
But in the movie, Eddie Brock, one of the first problems of the movie is he interviews a guy, goes off on a tangent of why he's like a murdering psychopath of a businessman, and he loses his job. And since he used his wife as a source to go on that tangent, she lost her job.
Oh.
That is only touched in the movie maybe 3 times. Like the whole center of why everything spun out was touched in the movie like 3 times. And to me, that was just there was no development. Also,
It should have been a bigger deal than it was.
yes. Also, the bonding with Venom and Eddie Brock, it was so rushed. The whole first part of the movie, the first 20 or 30 minutes was just it was obviously forced. You don't have to raise your hand more.
Sorry, I just heard that Tom Hardy said that his favorite bits was about 40 minutes of the movie, and that was all cut. So that might have been what you were talking about.
It was
I heard that
obvious-
as
It was
well.
obvious there was some stuff cut. But like this here, I wrote it down. Let me a second. Yeah, okay, so also Venom is not as codependent as he should have been. Because it was like they were 2 personalities, but Mark's read some of the comics. In the comics, they're intertwined, but they also are separate at the same time. They go off of each other, but they also build off of each other. In the movie, it was literally a host. Like Venom was not like connected with
Eddie had no power,
he-
pretty much.
Yeah, he was pretty much just there for the ride. Because
Yeah.
even when Venom would be done using him, Eddie would like complain, like, you just bit that guy's head off. By the way, he acted like that wasn't abnormal. Like there was no shock when that guy's head got bit
He was
off.
very okay with the fact that
Yeah.
Venom's ate a dude.
He's like, we can't eat people, and Venom's like, I have to. Pretty much that's what he says, and then he goes,
Fuel in the tank.
it's pretty much just all right, we can eat people.
He says that exactly. Are you sure
Yeah.
you didn't see
I
this?
saw the clip. I saw.
Is
a
that
clip.
online?
I saw a clip, and he's like
I mean,
fuel
by
in the
now
tank.
it would be.
That's
online.
weird.
It was like a pre-release clip that
There
they'll
was- I
release
think-
sometimes.
Also, in the whole movie, there was probably only one character that had any development, and it wasn't even Eddie Brock.
It was Venom.
No, it wasn't even.
Who was it?
Okay. If you want to throw Venom, I can agree with that. But it was the guy, the leader of the company. I forgot his name.
Carlton Drake.
That guy.
He hasn't
was
even seen it.
He barely. I mean, he has
did my
development,
research.
but it's just enough to call it development. I mean, everybody is thrown into like this movie, and there's no explanation for anything that happens.
That's interesting because I heard the exact opposite. That
Yeah,
he was really
I
bad.
heard the opposite. I heard that Drake didn't have anything. I mean, he
He was miscast.
didn't have an arc.
He was very.
I'd
miscast.
feel he didn't have
No,
an
he did
arc.
not.
Anybody had
He
an
did not.
arc was Venom. I'd say he was the only character that
Venom
had
did
an arc.
have. Yeah.
Because he started out, hey, I'm gonna bring my people back and we're gonna fucking eat Earth. And he's like, you know, Venom, I
And
like you.
also-
Let's stay.
Also, Venom completely goes because his priority as his alien species is to take over the planet, pretty much use us as a food source. He changes his mind in the movie. He decides I wanna defeat my friends that are coming to kill you all, and I want to save Earth because I like you and I like this place. There is no explanation for why he changes his mind.
Actually, there's one and it's stupid. Remember
stupid,
when he
yeah.
climbs up to the top of the building? He's like, man,
He's like, this
he
is
goes,
a beautiful city.
Earth's real purty.
That's all we get as to why Venom doesn't want to help destroy the Earth. There is no.
And
I
then,
like the look
and
of
then-
you, boy.
And then there's the half-assed Eddie asks him, he's like, so why did you change your mind? He's like, I changed it because of you, Eddie. And then nothing else is like, what do you mean by that? Do you
Nothing-
like
nothing
the way like his liver tastes, or do you like him as a person?
He does
Explain
compliment
yourself.
His liver a couple times. Another. I have like two more left. Okay, another problem. I'm not going to go into all of them. I'll just do these two. The
Go into
next
your
one-
favorites.
Okay, the opening. I don't want to say the opening scene. The opening part of the movie, there's a robber that comes in, and I'm assuming he's gang affiliated because he asks for like a payment that Eddie's friend is.
Yeah.
She's a shop owner. She owes him. No context for what that guy does, why he's
Does he
there.
show up again?
Yes, at the the very last.
Which is in the trailer.
Yes, that best part of the trailer is at the last part of the movie.
That's
Where
what
he
Mark
calls him
told
a
me.
turd.
Yeah, he says you're gonna float down the street, an armless, legless thing like a turd in the wind, and we don't know where that guy came from, why he was there, who he is. He just gets eaten at the end. That's it. That's all there is.
He's Chekhov's gang member.
And okay, then my final thing is back to Venom being forced. Like the bonding was forced. There could have been a much better build up, because the first 20 minutes of the movie is literally no scene lasts more than a minute and a half, 2 minutes. It's just literally rapid fire scenes. It was just jumped everywhere.
They didn't give themselves enough time.
It was very rushed. They wanted Venom to bond, and there was no development for the bonding. So
It's almost like that should have been the focus of the movie instead of
exactly
Carlton Drake.
like Spider-Man getting his powers is the focus of the movie in
Yeah.
all the first movies. In Venom, he forced it up until the first third of the movie, and then
They're bonded.
Why you gotta do that? I'm sorry, buddy. Okay, so and the way it happened, I'm trying not to spoil, but I mean at this point I don't.
It
care.
doesn't matter, man. Go ahead.
So this Indian chick that works in the lab, I'm sorry, what is that?
You're
This
good.
brown woman that works in the lab.
That's worse.
That is worse. I'm sorry. I apologize. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I don't want any phone calls. Mark's gonna get the phone calls. Anyways,
Actually,
so-
I probably will.
she follows Eddie Brock. He calls her out. He says, "Stop following me. I don't want any part of this lab or you," because they cost him his job and his fiance and his apartment. So she's like, "I need your help. This guy's gone too far. We got to stop him." She lets him break into the lab.
Who,
But-
Eddie?
Yes, and all Eddie does when he goes in there, because all he does is take pictures, and it's cost. That's because he finds his homeless friend. I forgot her name. He finds her, and she has Venom in her, and then she dies when Venom leaves and goes into Eddie Brock. Which
That's never a conflict.
no, this
He didn't give a shit about that homeless lady.
This whole symbiote thing is locked in a glass cage, which Tom Hardy breaks with a fire extinguisher, even though throwing itself against the wall couldn't break the glass earlier. But we'll forget that. Anyways,
He got in good shape for this role.
exactly. But like, gosh, I lost my thought. Oh yeah, okay. Back to the pictures. That was my problem. She let him break into the lab, cost her life, by the way, for something she could have done herself and just given to Eddie, which is what I mean by they needed an obvious transaction into the bonding.
She could have just leaked those herself.
Exactly.
See,
She cost her life, cost cost her company credibility.
Roped Eddie in this bullshit.
Exactly. And all he did when he went in there was take I think 4 pictures.
And
With
get a
his phone?
disease.
Yes, with his phone, because they so badly needed a connection for Venom.
He didn't even leak it. He left it on. He
Yeah.
left it
No.
on his boss's desk.
After he destroyed the whole office, broke into the window, almost got killed, leaves a notepad on the desk with his phone next to it, and expects his ex-boss, which he hasn't seen in 6 months,
Who doesn't like him
who
anymore?
hates him, to go through his phone. Yeah, that's just it was.
He didn't
obvious.
even leave it unlocked. What if he doesn't know the
No,
code?
it was like.
What about all the other pictures you got to scroll through to find them? What the fuck? What am I supposed to be seeing, Eddie?
It was just,
Eddie, these are old pictures of just your ass.
it was just a bad. I hated the movie. I went to see it last night with a couple other people, and it was just none of them liked it either.
Kyle, remember how we talk about how the more that I talk about like a certain movie, I like it less?
Yes.
I am the opposite. I love this movie more because it's so fucking dumb.
Oh
my
There's
God.
something
So
to that.
bad, I laughed in how some parts just because it was it wasn't even funny. It was just how bad it was.
It was hilarious.
But
He eats a fucking lobster whole.
That is true. That was funny. He jumps in a lobster tank because he's overheating because Venom's adapting to his body.
And he's eating his fucking
Yeah,
kidneys.
and he's like an ice bath. He just slowly lowers himself in it, and then tells everybody how good it feels. And then looks down, picks up a lobster, breaks it in half, and just goes ham on that lobster.
One thing that I'll give to Tom Hardy is it really sold the idea that something was in him messing with him the whole
That is
time.
true.
That is good. Like the Venom from Spider-Man 3, you couldn't tell.
well, Tom Hardy's really good at acting with physically. So because in
He
every
sweat a lot for this role.
that's what I'm saying. Every scene I've seen him in the trailers, he looks like he has a fever,
But
and I like that a
back
lot.
to not being able to tell. Riot when Colton Drake, Carol, whatever his
Why
name
is he fine?
he no symptoms whatsoever, and the whole movie was built the whole bonding was built on how complicated and dangerous it was, and he just happened to be a perfect fit.
What I'm wondering is why Riot, who landed in Malaysia or something,
Yeah,
why did he come all the way over for Carlton Drake?
because he knew it was. I mean, he had 6 months.
But
in the
he was
world.
compatible with every human that he jumped to because he didn't kill them.
No, the old woman he bonded with at the beginning, she was dying in her carcass.
Yeah, but then he bonded with a girl who was alive and then a young girl.
When you saw the younger girl first, she looked healthy. When he was done, when he
She
got
just
rid of her,
fell over.
She had black circles under her eyes. She was super pale.
So he just killed the fucking child.
So maybe I haven't seen the movie, so I'm just throwing this out there. Maybe it's implying that that Venom, in a way, it kind of builds his what's the word? What's the word? Compassion, empathy a little bit. Maybe he knows this is a very complicated sort of thing, so he's not,
Also,
you understand what I'm saying? It could
Yeah.
lend to a little bit of his complexity because
yeah,
he's
about how dangerous the bonding is. Venom bonds with Eddie's ex-fiance, and she doesn't at all have a problem.
She's able to go full Venom, which means that they're compatible.
She looked like
She Venom.
she looked like Catwoman in the Venom suit. It literally was just a skin
Did-
tight.
I was
Venom.
talking
did
to
she
Kyle.
have the teeth too and everything?
Yeah, I was talking to Kyle. It's all curves with
was.
her dog.
So why does it just turn into a skin suit for her, but Eddie
With Eddie, it's
turns
his
into
beast.
big
a
as shit.
he turned into a 3-story
Venom's a sexist.
yeah. He turned into a 3-story meat
He's only been on
monster.
Earth for 6 months and already knows who's the boss.
I don't get how Riot knew that he could bond with Carlton Drake without a
He-
problem.
That's the problem. He probably didn't in the movie. Just wanted to rush it. Again, more
Fucking
development
weird.
that was cut out of the movie that needed to be there.
What you got to say about all this?
Nothing because I haven't seen it. So
What a woman.
I haven't either.
Fake fan.
I just
fan.
No, I think the problem with a lot of these superhero movies is they see if they just made a Venom movie, but it was right smack in the middle of him being Venom. He's been Venom for a while, so the bonding's already done. They have their little banter and relationship. But if they want to show the origin of it, they can't have a character like Carlton Drake and a big bad because that's too much.
The origin should have been its own movie. 'Cause
Right. The conflict should have been between Eddie and Venom.
They way rushed.
Because that's more interesting to me. I don't need to see all the... Because the coolest thing about Venom is what? He eats people, right? You could still have that. You don't need to have him, fighting and stuff. So you could focus on the bond and the bonding happening throughout the whole 2 hours And I think the movie would be more focused, it'd be more interesting, and it probably would have been better, honestly.
I think even Tristan can agree with me on this. The best part of this movie was Eddie and Venom, their relationship and their back and forth in their head.
I don't think he agrees.
Why not?
It was-
They were funny. They were good.
It was funny, but it was not. Like it was fun to watch, but it wasn't. I mean, I don't know how to put this. It wasn't the way it should be. It wasn't accurate. It wasn't like they were fighting to work together. It was just they were there. Like any part of him talking with Eddie was basically there for humor.
I liked how cute they were. I thought it was sweet that they were just.
When
I thought
Eddie's-
they were nice to each
When
other.
what also like Eddie's terrified of heights in the movie, and Venom wants him to jump out of a building, and Venom can control Eddie's body. Instead of making Eddie jump off the building like he did a minute earlier, jumping off the top, Eddie goes and takes the elevator because he's scared of heights, and Venom just trashes him for it.
He calls him
That
a,
actually sounds funny.
he calls him a pussy.
Yeah, but like Venom could have made him jump off that building, no problem.
See, I think that shit makes it better for them. I think that Venom is more willing to let Eddie take the reins, and that's sweeter to me. He's like, okay, I respect you.
see,
I
that's
know
what I
what
was
you're
thinking.
into. Yeah, this is cool. You can have it. Like, I feel like Riot would
I'm going to
be
give
more.
you shit the whole time.
Yeah, I feel like
but
Riot would be more like, no, you're gonna fucking jump.
Also, Eddie, the very last 3 minutes of the movie, Eddie wants to establish ground rules with Venom. Not when he gets bonded, not after their major first fight scene. The very last bit of the movie.
Is that the
Eddie
part where he's like, we can only
eat bad guys? He's like,
people."
we got to establish some ground rules. We can only eat bad people. And the Venom's like, what makes a guy bad? And Venom's like, just leave that to me, pretty much. Or Eddie's like, just leave that to me.
What if Eddie's a racist? He's like, just leave it to me. It's him.
And also, Tom Hardy's portrayal of an American.
His accent is. I love Tom Hardy, but his accents are just
Off.
hit or miss, you know?
And the whole movie, he's walking around hunched over. He dresses like a drug dealer. His portrayal of what he thinks Americans look and act like was just so off.
His hair is so greasy.
Yes, and that's before he even got Venom and was so sweaty. He looked like he got dumped in a grease bath.
To be fair, that is what we look like a
That's
little bit.
also my problem with the Jared Leto joke. The Jared Leto Joker. He always looks wet. I don't like
Okay, but Jared Leto was awful all around.
dog shit.
Okay, what's next? We got to move on.
No, we don't. You actually.
I
brought
want to
this
see
us,
this
Tristan.
movie. Like, the more I hear about
Go
it,
see
I
it.
really want to see it.
It's good.
Because
Regardless of what Tristan says, it's funny. Yeah, we're getting to it. Wait, no, hold on.
should we skip that one?
Are you sure?
No,
I
this is
just-
important.
The other one is worse.
Okay.
Which one do you want to? Which one do you want to go?
No, we're not doing the childhood experience one.
No. I'm talking about either Blind or Tarzan.
Oh, okay. Tarzan.
Okay, so Tristan brought it to
Tristan,
me
I
the
want
other
you
day.
to introduce this
ahead.
one.
Okay, I watched Tarzan like a week ago, and this was Wednesday. This is a serious question to me. Why does Tarzan not have any facial hair? Now listen, hear me out. So this is important, right? This is important because I've never noticed this, right? I'm almost 19 years into my life, and this is just now like I noticed this like a week ago. This man was left in the jungle as an infant. As an infant, was raised by a pack of gorillas, right? Right. Walks on his knuckles and, his feet, just, four little limbs there. He has dreads, obviously very long, old dreads. A rag, which is what he considers his best option of clothing, right? And this man has no access to any personal care because he's wearing a rag. He's got dreads, which somebody else obviously did for him.
No,
And
it
this
grew
man-
with him.
this
like,
man
when he was a
is-
baby, he had them, and it just grew
Exactly.
into it.
This man is as clean shaven as he was the day he was left in the jungle. Now you
And his
gotta
hair's
think.
the same length, just about. Like
Exactly.
he's
I mean,
got
it's a
long
little
hair.
longer, but it was also dreaded up, which makes it. I mean, I'm assuming it makes it shorter. I don't know. I've never had that experience, but like, this is a problem. Luckily, though, I do know somebody whose dad worked in the development with Tarzan, and she asked him for me. I haven't gotten a response yet. I only asked her like 2 days ago.
Shit.
I do, Mark.
They don't.
This is important. How do you not think of that? Like, even I went back and looked it up after I had this discussion. There was when the little footage we have of Tarzan, and I don't want to call it his house, his
Tree
home,
house.
little tree home. There are no personal care items. There's a swing set, a makeshift crib. I mean, that's about
He
it.
made a razor.
With what, Kyle?
I maintain Sharp Rock. Fucking fight me.
Well, why would he want to be clean shaven?
If this man can make a razor with a rock, do you not expect him to make more than? I don't even want to call it a rag. That's just too much for that. It's not even whatever's covering himself. A rag is that's too much of a compliment. For
What
that.
do you mean to make a rock?
No. If this man can make a rag, why can he not
Oh my God.
shave his face?
Those aren't connected.
Or why I don't. Never mind.
I think the question we have to ask ourselves is
Who failed to think this through?
yes, and are they still alive?
I hope not.
Because Tarzan of the Apes was written by
The live action Tarzan was amazing.
Edgar Rice Burroughs.
The one with
wrote-
Margot Robbie?
Is that a problem?
It's a boring mess.
She played
You're a
Jane.
boring mess.
She did play Jane.
Edgar Rice Burroughs wrote the book, so I feel like if you have a problem with
There's
anybody,
several books.
you need to have a problem with Burroughs.
Of course, the movies are only made with the first book. There's like 20 something.
Is
books.
Tarzan in the public domain?
He was.
It
For a
would
little bit.
have to be, right?
Probably not
Because
anymore.
The author's dead.
Yeah.
But Disney probably owns it
Oh,
now
fuck, you're right.
because they own everything.
I mean, they may just be able to use it because it's in the public domain.
That's true.
'Cause there
So-
were 3 Tarzan movies made in the same year.
here's the how old is he in the movies?
He's late 20s.
So he should have facial hair
He
or
obviously,
body hair.
Yeah, that's another problem. This man is clean from head to toe. I mean, we don't know what's under his rag. I don't know.
If it was a lot, we could tell. So I'm assuming it's nothing.
Exactly. And like they had the technology to make body hair on this man when this movie was made. They failed to do so.
It was only 99 when it was made.
When
so
you
they couldn't
said
have had that
when you
much.
said they had the technology, I was like, the gorillas?
If they can make Space Jam, they could have done Tarzan right.
What?
Not saying it's the same people. I'm just saying if they have the potential to make Space Jam, they could have added body hair on Tarzan.
What do you think about this, Hannah?
Well, the Disney cartoon movie was made for kids. So I don't really think kids would have loved Tarzan as much if he's a super creepy, hairy man gorilla thing. I wouldn't have. I would have been like, what the heck is that? So
He grew up
maybe.
with gorillas.
It's still a kids movie,
I
so
don't
kids
care.
aren't thinking about that.
His parents were murdered by like a cheetah?
It was like a
jaguar?
leopard cheetah
A leopard.
thing.
My point is, his parents were fucked in the first 5 minutes of the movie. It wasn't a kids movie. Didn't their fucking ship drown?
It's Disney. They always kill off the parents.
The shrimp did drown, Kyle.
Hold on. A ship sinks. Okay.
Also, just because it's a kids movie doesn't mean it can't be, like just meant for kids. Like I watched Tangled for the first time today. There were a lot of adult jokes in that movie.
Flint Rider, what a dog. Did I say Flint? It's Flynn.
Oh, and for example, at the very end of the movie, he's having this party for marrying or bringing the princess home. He's like, yeah, the party lasted a week, but honestly, I don't remember any of it. I was like, all right, Flynn.
What's his real name?
Isn't it like
Eugene.
Eugene.
Fitzpatrick? Fitzerburn. Fitz
It is
something.
not Eugene.
It is
It
Eugene.
is Eugene.
Oh my god.
And the only person to call him that is the girl Rapunzel.
Her name is Tangled?
Her name's
My-
not Tangled.
My boss's name is Eugene.
I think his name is Tangled.
Yeah, my boss's name is
There's
Eugene.
a lot of good Eugenes. Eugene in The Walking Dead's a cool dude.
Mr. Krabs' first name is Eugene.
It sure is. Let me tell you what.
All right, what's next?
But yeah, I don't about the body hair. I just feel like it was a
Joker Peak.
just a missed opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
We've been recording for 53 minutes. It's 4:16.
Not a problem.
Not a problem. Are we good? We're good. We can,
We'll keep going till they kick us out.
Yeah, we're going till the wheels fall off. Yeah, the mic does that. Okay. So me and Kyle a few weeks ago, we talked about the new Joaquin Phoenix Joker film that's
Amazing.
filming right now. And apparently there's some shenanigans going on set. I found this on Instagram because Tristan DM'd it to me.
dude.
apparently they're shooting this film with a lot of extras on a train, like a subway train, and the shoots were very long and they weren't allowed breaks. So what the extras did when they had to pee, they peed in the train on the railing, like inside the train car.
That's not good for the infrastructure of the city.
No, listen, this is the problem, though. Each of those cars in the movie, they were, like, completely full occupancy. That was the problem. And they were not allowed to leave because they kept having to redo the scene over and over again because there were so many moving parts. They wouldn't let them leave because they didn't want to mess it up. So they would open the door at the end of the cars and take turns peeing onto the tracks. And this was an actual, like, railway system that they shut down to use. You can't do that.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
And so now it is a real problem. I forgot what association, but they're like investigating the movie now, and there's a little fear that it could shut down the movie because they're investigating.
Fuck that.
No,
dude.
but listen, it's not like a major concern. It's just it's a possibility. Now,
I mean,
when I say possibility, I mean like a little sliver.
If you're mistreating your coworkers,
But
that's a big deal.
It wasn't. Apparently, I looked into it more. It's not just that one instance where they were mistreated. That's why there was an investigation because the extras started coming out saying, "Well, they wouldn't let us do this, this, and this too."
Joaquin Phoenix beat me. Was it in the script? No.
He was improvising.
He was method acting, brother.
Brother.
No, I hope they don't shut it down because I'm excited for that movie.
I am
Worst
super
case
excited
scenario,
for that movie.
it gets like pushed
Postponed.
back. Yeah,
Which I wouldn't mind.
I mind it just a little bit.
I want to see it. I want to see it
thought
sooner rather
Joaquin
than later.
Phoenix fell off the face of the earth after.
No, he's been doing some good work.
I didn't know that was him in the movie Her. I did not
Yeah.
know that was Joaquin Phoenix.
He, if you look at a picture of the director,
Is that when he
they
has
look
sex with a
identical.
computer or something?
He
Yes.
makes his own AI. I don't know if he makes it. I haven't seen the movie.
No, he doesn't make it.
He
Is it-
falls in love with an AI he downloads on
Is
his
it
computer.
Scarlett Johansson?
Yes,
Yeah,
she
she
voices
voices
it.
it.
She does a great job.
She worked for like 3 hours the whole time.
Hit it one more time.
I've talked about this on.
Jesus
Damn.
Christ.
Everybody's hitting everything.
Damn.
I've talked about this on the podcast before. I think Joaquin is probably the best working actor today.
I saw a video of that too. It was
He's very good,
he's very diverse in what he can and can't do.
and he's like, there's a couple actors I really like, and what the fuck is
He's
happening?
shaking his leg with a loose spring in his chair, and it's so loud.
I thought nobody could hear me.
I can hear you. I can hear everything you do. I've been
Like-
hearing you for an hour.
He's right.
Joaquin Phoenix went from playing Johnny Cash to playing he went to playing this like homeless man in this crazy homeless dude, and I forgot the name of the movie, but he plays pretty much a deranged homeless man who kills people.
So the Joker.
Okay. But
Maybe.
like that was back to back too, and I was super impressed with that. I mean, I didn't realize that because I don't watch a lot of his movies, just because I don't know what they are.
Right.
But I've made a list of movies to watch of his because I mean,
There-
he's a good actor.
There's a movie called. There's two movies I'm gonna shoot at you right now. There's one called The Master,
Mhm.
and it has Philip Seymour Hoffman in it. And I'm a big fan of Hoffman.
I watched him 2 days ago.
On what?
I don't know. That wasn't.
No, he watched him sleep is what he meant.
Well, he's
He's
dead.
dead, Mark.
So it's a long sleep. Move on.
The final sleep.
I can't remember. No, it's not Philip Seymour Hoffman. Never mind.
final sleep.
But it's called The Master. It's by Paul Thomas Anderson, and it's a great movie. They both just kill it. Like, I've not seen two actors in a very long time who just murder every scene they're in. Like, I can't tell you which one stole the scene more. Like, because they're just, they're both just equal. Like, sometimes when you see a great movie, you can point to one person. It's like, okay, they stole
Like
every scene they were in.
Anything with Jack Nicholson,
Right.
Anything with Robert Downey Jr.?
Hugh Jackman.
I knew you were gonna say that.
That man is built like a statue, and the embodiment
The
of
second,
just heaven on earth. Wanna get
exactly.
that out there.
Ben Affleck.
No.
Oh no.
Built like a fat dad right now. I'll tell you what.
Every
that-
picture I see of him from like on the news, every picture, that man's got a Dunkin' Donuts drink in his hand.
And the look of death in his eyes.
He's a big. Well, okay. He
Crippling
was. I feel
alcoholism.
so bad. Well, I don't feel too bad for him because he's rich, but I mean, like, I kind of feel bad for him in the sense that he was really excited to play the Batman.
And everybody shut it down. I thought he was a good Batman.
He was a good Batman.
and
he
a good Bruce Wayne.
He had
He just
shit to work with.
He just needed better writing. Yeah, he's great as Bat.
You see, when they said he was directing his Batman movie, I was really excited because I'm like, Affleck's a great
Hey,
director.
go for it.
He's a good Batman.
Ben Affleck and Matt Damon wrote Good Will Hunting, and
It's a good movie.
they didn't have faith in him to write Batman.
Yeah, really.
That bothered me.
I just
Yeah.
want to say what bothers me more is the way Tristan says Affleck.
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 I'd be concerned if he got Matt Damon to help him write it, though, because can you imagine how many people would be,
That'd
like,
be
how many
bad.
Boston people he'd have in that movie?
Oh God.
All the Bostons.
Be like Mark Wahlberg
Batman.
every time he does a movie.
Matt Wahlberg is the fucking worst. Did I say Matt or Mark?
You said Matt.
Am I drunk? It's
Mark-
Mark Wahlberg.
Mark
I think
Wahlberg.
he has a brother named Matt.
I can't stand Mark
And
Wahlberg.
Danny.
I feel like I'm the only one who doesn't like him.
I don't
Love-
like him.
Okay, he's
I
good.
love Mark Wahlberg.
Get out now.
I like him in Pain and Gain. That was good.
That's a good movie. I don't like that movie a lot because it's the two of the three leads are people I don't like.
I love Dwayne Johnson.
I hate him too.
My favorite part is when
You don't like Dwayne Johnson?
I thought you knew this. I can't stand
Why?
Dwayne.
He's a Samoan prince.
All he does is talk about how big he is. In both fame and size. That's
That's-
all he does.
I mean,
All of his acting gigs are, hey, I'm a big guy who likes to punch people. That's the only roles he knows how to act or will take.
And
He's-
Jason Momoa only plays people who act homeless.
I never said he was good either.
That's a good point.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, you can be a bit actor. Like, this is your bit. This is your character. You can do this really, really well.
Yeah,
'cause
but then don't tell me on the gram all day about how good you are, because you're not. You're good at one thing, and that one thing in itself isn't good.
I watched a video of his cheat meal the other day.
Oh, it's big, isn't it?
This dude, once a week, has, I think, it's 12 pancakes, protein pancakes, with, I think, almost 24 eggs, like a bowl of eggs. And this dude, his wife makes him a whole thing of brownies. And they're, healthy. I don't know how healthy a brownie can be. But also the other day, this man had 3 plates loaded down with, I don't even know how much sushi. This man eats like a beast. So, I mean, it's no wonder he likes to brag about himself.
Hey, I mean, I like Dwayne Johnson, but I do agree he kind of plays the same sort of dude. But he's so charismatic, you know?
I'd be cool with him playing the same guy if he wasn't an asshole about it.
If you've seen Skyscraper, he didn't at all play on his gigantic.
Well,
Yes, he yes, he did.
he's a wounded vet, right?
Yes, he
He's a handicap in
But
that
he's
movie.
still a 6'5", 500-pound
and he looks
building of a man.
and he still looks really good in a dress
that
shirt.
Yeah, he does.
that prosthetic could not handle his body weight.
Yeah.
It would snap.
But I do agree about Dwayne Johnson.
Have you guys seen Rampage?
No.
No.
Don't. The one where he has a big ape friend.
Yep. It's based off the video
The
game.
game and the game. There's nothing.
The game, I played the
it has
game.
no connection to the game at all.
Well, the gorilla and the wolf and the
It's a
Alligator.
crocodile.
crocodile.
It's supposed to be just a lizard, I think.
Because you play that game, and you can eat people in that game. You can just rip them out of buildings and eat them.
What's weird about me What's weird to me about that movie is that in the movie there's an arcade cabinet of the game Rampage.
Yeah.
So that means that in that world, that game exists, and no one's like, "Hey, this is like
So
that game
somebody
Rampage."
decided to breed giant animals with the game existing in the world. That's like Jurassic Park.
That means that they knew that, like, hey, there's this game called Rampage about these giant monsters.
I think it'd be really
Why don't
cool
we
if it
do that
happened.
and let's name the Project Rampage? I hate movies where it's like Project Rampage. Like, that's fucking stupid. Like if Venom was like a
Project Venom.
yeah, like if Venom was made in like the 2000s, it would have been made in a fucking lab and it would have been called Project Venom.
Tom Cruise would have been in it.
Yes, I agree. Because superhero movies in the early 2000s took themselves too
They
seriously.
didn't like taking risks.
I
Yeah.
didn't like the Superman reference in Venom. That bothered me.
There's
Say,
a Superman reference.
is it like your
Is it his
kryptonite?
kryptonite?
That means DC exists in that?
Yeah. It was,
My question: how does he come up with the name Venom?
It's just his name.
yeah.
Venom is just Venom's name.
supposedly they all have English names on the foreign planet they're from.
What?
Venom, Riot, Carnage.
Why do they all speak perfect English?
Because they lived on Earth for 6 months. They
No,
didn't
they
speak when
didn't.
they got there.
How do you know that?
Because in the movie they didn't speak when they got there.
Did you hear them?
No, because they didn't speak.
What topic were we on again?
Joaquin Phoenix peeing off the subway.
He didn't,
Or his
he
ca-
didn't
his
pee.
extras peeing
He
off
made
the
his extras
subway.
pee.
Right. Oh, and the other movie is You Were Never Really Here. It's a
I've heard of that.
it's really good. It's very strange. Are we getting kicked out?
No, I'm
No.
just checking.
Hold your ground. Kyle.
It's very strange. Hold your ground, Kyle. Mark your territory, Mork. Anyway, it's a really good movie,
I don't want it.
and it's very strange. It's like really dreamy, and like it's one of those like artsy movies. But he's fantastic, and he has several scenes where he plays a PTSD vet type, and he just
That's
kills.
the one where I think isn't that the one he's a serial killer or like kills people for this little girl?
But yes,
Yeah.
he like kills people with the ball peen hammer.
He did that after the Johnny Cash movie.
No, he didn't.
It was like a year or two after that Johnny Cash movie.
No, you were never really here. It came out in 2017.
Oh, I was wrong.
Won't be the first time. Sorry. I love you.
What's next? Feed me more.
Can we not
So,
do-
shut up. We're not doing the blind people one. We're gonna hold on to that. Teaser for a live-action Aladdin movie was released last night. Wasn't really much
Barely
to
a
it.
teaser.
It was just scenes of the sand, and then the lion cave, and diamond in the rough, and then that's really it. And then we see Aladdin go for the lamp. But what we're talking about is, if you didn't know, Will Smith is cast as the genie, and I, for one, don't like it. What are your thoughts?
Bringing back big shoes to fill, like Jared Leto after Heath Ledger.
Exactly.
This man has to go after Robin Williams.
Yep.
That is going to be hard.
Yes.
Because if Will Smith died tomorrow, I would nowhere near be as upset as I was when Robin Williams
It's
died.
harder for Will Smith because Will Smith is not funny.
No, he's not. And he tries to be,
Right.
which he sucks at trying.
I think what the reason they cast Will Smith, in my opinion, and this would be best case scenario, and I'm really stretching for a best case scenario here, but I think they want a genie that's so radically different from Robin Williams that they won't even compare, because you can't.
Well, that's a hit or miss, too, because like Jared Leto, they were hoping for the same thing.
I was gonna say the same thing. Yeah,
But it felt like Jared Leto didn't understand that. Like, it felt like he
No.
was still trying
he
to
doesn't
be.
understand anything.
He's bad at everything he does.
He was good in Dallas Buyers Club.
Does he play a transvestite with AIDS or something?
That's Matthew
Yes.
McConaughey.
There's more than one.
Yeah.
That's not real life Matthew McConaughey.
Oh right.
Every time he said "all right" in his life. I'm gonna keep a tally. But no, that's the only thing I can think of that they're doing. But I don't see. I don't like saying something is bad and then not having a better alternative. What are you doing?
I want Hannah's input.
Yeah, go ahead. Go for it.
I think it's always hard when you're taking a cartoon and then turning it into a live action. You have Robin Williams going up. That's really difficult to go against, and it's just such a classic Disney that I think it's always hard to gauge how the live action's gonna be, because like Cinderella was horrible to me,
I couldn't even finish that.
but I liked Jungle Book. But
That was really good.
That was really good.
That's really good. I like the tiger.
Tristan's making a face at me. But
Jungle Book was so bad.
Wait, the
Your
live
sugar
action
peanut
one?
butter. Yeah.
I did sing along in the theater the whole time, though.
I
That
did.
was-
Yeah, of
that
course
was
you
fun.
did. Everyone did.
That's fair.
But yeah, I think
Bare
that.
necessities.
Sorry, go ahead.
But I think that when looking at the live actions, to me anyway, I hold them at a lot different standard than the.
They should be better. In theory, they should be better.
They
If
probably
not
are.
the same.
Also, there are some things that should just stay cartoon. Like,
Exactly.
Yes.
Like Aladdin. Sorry.
Because Aladdin is a beautiful movie.
It's one of the
Oh,
best.
yeah.
It's
Disney
just
movies.
just
Yes.
looking at it. I mean, not even like story wise, but just look the genie and like how he's like this big blue thing.
I don't know
and
how
he's
they're gonna do
just-
that in the live action movie.
Shitty.
It's gonna look
CGI.
weird. It's gonna look
It's
silly.
gonna look like Venom.
You take it fucking back.
How was the CGI in that movie?
I thought it was good. Shut the fuck up, Tristan.
Subpar.
subpar.
It was subpar in parts. The majority of it was good.
Okay. Full Venom, when he's in his full like embodiment, that was good. When it's half Venom, half Eddie, it was awful. Like even part of Venom and part of Eddie, it was awful.
Like when he's like got the little like and he's just a head.
Yeah, that was terrible. And
I
when
thought it
he,
was fucking hilarious.
when Venom comes out of his face to scare his neighbor, that was terrible. So I mean, that's just my opinion.
That's fair.
Back to the genie.
Yeah.
So, Hannah, what's your gut tell you about Will Smith as the genie?
I think he's gonna do terrible.
You think?
Yeah.
Will's
I also think Will Smith is a
Go ahead.
horrible actor. So he's the worst.
Another issue.
So-
Another.
He's a good TV actor.
He's
Yeah,
another one of
yeah.
those actors that plays the same role.
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like when he was cast as a
Deadshot.
Deadshot. It was like oh, so it's gonna be Will Smith
Tristan's
with good
got
aim.
some. Yeah, it's
Have you seen that Netflix original he did called Bright?
dog shit.
It was
horrible.
I haven't seen
Yes,
it.
it was so bad. And they,
I heard it
every
was
movie
bad.
he's in, he tries to play like this semi-gangster type dude, and he sucks at it. Like they do that with Mark Wahlberg too. They
Because
try to,
Will
Yes.
Smith is the whitest black man on the fucking planet, and he,
yeah, he's an Oreo. white on the inside.
Oh.
Sorry, but no, yeah. Will Smith will always. I feel like his genie would be a lot of just yelling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I
Hey
thought.
man, put down the fucking rug like that. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh god.
Yeah.
I can hear it already.
What if they don't do the big blue thing?
Then I'm fucking.
Like-
What if
killing
he's
somebody.
just a voice
What if-
in his head?
No.
This is
God.
Venom.
When I first heard that they were doing a live action, the first thing I thought of as the genie, I can't remember what other movie I've seen this in, but instead of this giant configuration of blue crap, he's probably going to be this regular dude in a suit, like in Bruce Almighty, like when he talks to
God.
God.
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman is just in a suit, and he's.
I could
kinda
see
like
them doing
glowing. I
that.
feel like they're going to do that in the.
But
live
that
I
would
don't
look-
think they're that stupid to take away one of the most. God, this mic. One of the most essential parts of that movie. Like, hey, you know what? Fuck you. It's not going to happen. I don't think they're that dumb.
I don't know.
I
though.
say that,
They take
yeah,
a lot
you're
out.
right,
They
you're
do.
right.
They would.
Oh god.
They would.
Probably
This just
gonna-
goes back to the why do we even need a live action version of it?
It's not going to work. It's not going to do that.
It doesn't
Because we're in the age of everybody just remakes classic
nobody
movies.
remake no,
So they're
nobody
never
makes anything
original
There are
anymore.
no
anymore.
new ideas. Like, hey, you remember shows from the 80s? They're fucking back now. Yo,
Dude.
remember Power Rangers? The shit's back again.
Baywatch.
Ugh, the
It's like-
Rock.
Stranger Things, which I enjoy, but
I
like
love
I don't
Stranger
think it's
Things.
that good.
The first season
It's
was
fine.
good. I could not get past the third
So
episode
good.
in the second season.
season 1 is pretty good.
I
Season
hate
2 is
loving
garbage.
things that everybody loves. I'm that guy, but it was good and I liked it. But then everyone's talking like, oh, it's so good, it's perfect. It's fucking okay. That's it. It's fine.
I couldn't really get into the first season. It took me a minute, and I
What's the best
didn't.
season?
Whatever.
I maintain
And I
season 2 is
didn't like
better.
the first few episodes of season 2, but I liked season 2 a lot.
I like
better
season
than I
2
like season
because
1.
is his name Steve?
And there's Mad Max, and she's a redhead.
Is his
so
name
gotta
Steve?
represent.
Is the guy is Steve the jerk guy that becomes nice? Is
Yes,
That, okay.
yeah.
I like when he becomes like a mom for all the kids. That's really,
Yeah, I
you know.
love
yes,
I love that, yeah.
That's
I
the
love
best part
Mom
of
With his like
Steve.
dish towel over his
Yeah.
shoulder. Yeah, I
and his
loved that.
bat, and I love the douchebag of the season was played by Dacre Montgomery, who is the new Red Power Ranger. That's the only reason that I like him because I know him. I'm like, that's Dacre. Look at him doing shit now.
See, Stranger Things, like it embodied this whole like bringing back of 80s everything, and I'm like, why can't we do new things?
Every time I move this mic, I hear the creak.
Dude, it's
What
already,
about-
it's played this whole time.
What
Like, I
about
mean,
another
it's-
Stranger Things actor going into Hellboy?
Yeah,
Oh
David Harbour.
shit, Sheriff Hopper.
Yeah.
He's gonna be a good Hellboy, I think.
The poster or the first look we got of him as Hellboy looked amazing.
Legendary
like better than
AF.
the first one.
Did you see the tagline? Legendary AF. It's so stupid.
As fuck.
It's just AF.
Some old people like, what's AF mean?
How do you do, fellow kids?
Is that a drug? I take some AF. But no, he looks fucking insane. I love it.
He
He's
looks
it's a
huge.
fucking
They got-
flaming
they-
sword.
They did good with the arm.
That arm is good.
The first arm was awful.
Cause it's too big. It's comedically big.
It looked like a paint bucket on his arm. The first one was just bad.
I need to go back and watch it because I own
You
both
don't.
of them.
You don't like the original Hellboy movies?
I like them.
They're good, but they're dumb.
okay. I love them, but now that I see the potential of the new one, putting in perspective the old ones, they look so much better.
Well, the second Hellboy was amazing. I prefer it over the first one
Because they really went deeper into the mystical
mythos of
shit.
it.
Yeah,
it
which
was
I
cool.
Like.
Yeah, in like the whole Nazis finding magic stuff, and I actually talked to my dad about this. He was like, he loves the fact that like in the movie, like it's just these like little like contraptions that just move really interestingly, and it's just weird and like. That's all Guillermo del Toro. That's all his work because he's really good at that kind of stuff. What?
Nothing.
Tristan was staring at my fucking text. I'm talking to George, okay? My dad.
Oh, I see.
George.
But yeah, so I'm about the Aladdin thing. I don't understand. Like, why can't we just make new things? You know? I don't get it.
How many? Yeah, that made me think of like Fast and Furious. How many of those are we gonna make?
Too goddamn many.
They were good up until like the first 4. After that, they dropped off.
There was
Fast
actually
Five was really good.
There was actually a photo that was posted on both The Rock's Instagram, which I follow, because you can't.
Keep your enemies closer.
Yeah, you can't hate something and just not, because that's just fucked up. But no, it was Idris Elba who is the next. It's a spin-off. It's The Rock's character and Jason Statham's character.
I
from
heard about
Fast and
this.
Furious.
So good.
Yeah. It's a spin-off with them, and their villain is Idris fucking Elba. They're roping poor Idris into this bullshit.
He's signed. He's a good actor, but he does a lot of shitty projects.
Good, like what? Say Pacific Rim. I dare you.
No,
I was
Pacific
gonna
Rim's
say
good.
Pacific Rim.
Get out.
No, Pacific Rim is awesome. He was in a movie
He's
called.
good in that.
He was in a movie called Beasts of No Nation.
You didn't
as
like
well.
that?
I did like that.
Okay,
I
good.
liked it. It's really, really good.
No, it was
It
awesome.
was good. It was a good African warlord. It was good.
Yeah, and he was very creepy.
He has this charisma that I fucking dig.
Exactly. So he's perfect for the role. You know, he's a monster of a man,
Monster.
but he's very charismatic. So he really worked for the role. I loved it.
What do you want, Tristan? He keeps going for the mic.
I can't do that anymore.
You just did.
I
Just
know,
rip
but
the
the
Band-Aid
sound.
off. God, I'm gonna go
Like-
back and listen to this and just get pissed off.
I don't know. You said African warlord, so I was like,
And he got upset.
no. There's a movie, Chadwick, whatever his Boseman.
Boseman.
Chadwick Boseman did.
It's called Black Panther.
No. Before that,
Don't even get me started on
Black
Black
Panther
Panther.
was garbage.
We're
Why'd
not
you-
going into this hole.
Did you not like
Garbage.
it?
I hated Black Panther.
They were
We'll
too many
talk off the
blacks.
podcast. I'll ask you about it off the
It was
podcast.
bad. But like Chadwick Boseman did a movie where he came from Africa to rescue his sister in America. It's called I forgot. I don't know. I can't remember what it's called. It was amazing. It's on Netflix if it's still there. But he did a movie. Yeah, he gets a chain and goes around killing people looking for his sister with a metal chain.
Is any good?
It's really good. It has that guy from Harry Potter, the blonde guy, the crazy dude. I don't watch Harry Potter. So.
I love
Draco
Harry Potter.
Malfoy?
Jaco. It has that guy.
Tom Felton.
That's his name.
Tom Felton. Yeah.
It is Felton.
It has.
I couldn't remember it was Fenton for some reason, but then I was like, that's that cartoon
But,
on Nick.
He comes into
The Danny
America.
Phantom cartoon. Danny Phantom.
Danny Phantom's awesome.
Yeah.
He's a phantom.
He's a phantom. Danny Fenton.
His fucking name, his last name was Fenton, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's so dumb.
That's why they called him
like
Danny
Ben
Phantom.
10's last name was Tennyson?
And he had a
Ben 10 was
D
amazing.
and a P on his chest. He sure did.
I almost said something. Where's gonna be?
Going ghost.
God damn it, I love that.
Aren't you? Aren't you going ghost?
Aren't we all going ghosts at the end of the day?
Yeah, that's a dope ass show. It is. I've been watching Samurai Jack.
That new season they did was good.
I'm watching all. I just started from the beginning, and I'm just gonna watch all of it because I've never seen all of it. But it's very good.
I don't think people know or care that we're in here because it's 4:40.
Yeah, last time they made you leave at like 4:15.
Yeah, and it was dog shit.
How far are we into the podcast?
Hour 16.
Oh my god.
That's on the
Wow.
shorter end.
That is in the shorter end. Our last one was like 1:30ish.
It was long.
Not
Yeah.
too shabby, neighbor.
I mean, does anybody have anything else they want to talk about?
You can talk about the the blind people thing.
No.
No.
Why not?
No, no,
Touchy
no.
subject. Hot touchy Fair. subject.
Don't you touch me again.
It was a pun.
I know it was a pun, jackass.
Blind
Stop
people.
touching.
Touchy subject.
I know what Braille is.
Well, we'll have to say that for another time. Because I feel like Georgia will want to weigh into that.
Yeah,
What
okay.
about-
Because it was kind of her
It
idea.
was her idea.
What about Tom Hanks playing Mr. Rogers?
I like that a lot.
I've seen that.
I've only
that
seen
photo.
the one picture.
Did you guys
think
hear
that's all
about the
they have.
stuntman who got killed working on it?
No. How do you
There's
get
a
killed playing
stuntman?
Mr.
Listen,
Mr.
listen,
Rogers.
listen. Okay, he was a stuntman.
What
and
a
he
neighborhood,
was, and I, from what I understand, he was standing on a 2-story area, and he was like smoking, and he had like a heart attack. I think
Are you sure that wasn't the Walking
he wasn't
Dead?
like he wasn't like doing a stunt jump for Mr. Rogers.
'Cause
Like,
this was the exact same thing happened in The Walking Dead like a year ago.
I don't understand why. What is happening all of a sudden? With
Why
these
did he have a
stunt
heart
people?
attack? I couldn't tell you.
No, I'm just saying all these stunt people are just like.
Because like a stuntman.
I
in
know
The
it's
Walking Dead-
dangerous, but
Yeah, but like they were in a church tower in the show and he fell off. They didn't inflate the pad to catch him.
Oh my gosh.
But they weren't ready to shoot the scene. He was up there.
it was a
and he fell.
hitman mission.
Jesus Christ.
He stabbed a hole in it.
So I mean, apparently that happens a lot, and then you don't let him pee either. So.
Hollywood's fucked up. Let me
Yeah,
tell
stuntmen
you
get a
what.
Bad life.
Harvey Weinstein, my God.
God, it all begins and ends with the wine.
With the steam.
Harvey.
with the Harv. Harvey Dent.
He said with the wine. That scene of I'm just gonna go off on a tangent in The Dark Knight where the Joker shows up to that Bruce Wayne event that he has. He's like, "Where is Harvey, dance.
Yeah,
It's a
he's got
great
his
scene.
he's got like a mouthful of like tomatoes and like
It's like
shrimp.
it's like
I
shrimp.
only have one question. Where is Harvey Dent?
Why is the Joker gay?
He's going in on that
I watched that
shrimp.
movie the other day. That's like one of my favorite superhero
It's so
movies.
good. It's the best superhero
It's
movie
probably
in
one
my
of the
opinion.
best scenes in the movie too. He's like Batman's like, what does he say?
I don't know if you guys watch this.
Let her go.
There's a
Poor choice of words, and he drops her.
Let's
Sorry,
her
go
go,
ahead.
as you do.
There's a channel called Screen to Script, and I watch these like every
I've heard
day.
of that. Yeah.
And that scene where the Joker comes into the party, almost all of that was Heath Ledger. Because if you
I bet.
if you do the screen to script, hardly anything written down.
It's
follows
just
what he's
Joker
doing.
acts like Joker in the party
Exactly.
and
And
looks
it
for
was
Harvey
so
Dent.
amazing.
Yeah.
You remind me of my father. I hated my father. That guy must have shit his pants if that wasn't scripted.
I actually heard that Maggie Gyllenhaal hadn't seen Heath Ledger in the makeup yet.
Was that
So-
Michael Caine though? I think
Michael
it was
Caine did it. No, he forgot his lines when he first saw Heath Ledger because he was so
he
like
shit himself.
taken off guard.
Yeah. And like when he's like grabbing her face and stuff like that, like she's just legitimately like, oh, this is just weird. And I
And
agree.
the clap, that is just the
Yeah.
prison clap. Love it.
Was that ad lib?
No, that was no. He did that by himself.
That's
was,
what
You just
ad
started
I know,
means.
but I disagreed before he got the whole word out. But no, he did that
As you
by
do.
himself. It was amazing.
Yeah. That's a great movie. Great
I will
performance.
defend that Batman voice all day.
I would too. I understand why it is a thing. I
If
get
Christian Bale didn't have that lisp, it would have been 10 times better. But
But every time like Bruce Wayne would
Swear to
go
me.
out, he'd have to explain why his voice is gone.
his underbite went all the way in front of his face because he was trying to keep his voice and get away
It's
from
like
the
the
lisp.
Crimson Gin and Fairly
Oh
Odd
my
Parents.
god.
He sounded like college humor Batman.
he
because
really
of
That's what
the
we're
lisp.
talking about. It's such a good series. Oh my god. Where are the drunks going?
Sleeping.
He does a massive underbite. Oh my god. What do you think of The Dark Knight, Hannah?
Never seen it.
What? Tristan almost choked on his drink because he was
Hannah,
so.
what the heck? Oh my
It's
God.
good. I think you'd really like it.
How do you not know?
Do you own it?
Yes.
No, her.
What?
No,
Okay.
obviously.
Do
if
you
I've
own
never-
it?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think we can pull up a copy when we go eat?
Tacos.
Tacos.
It's not what I asked, but yeah.
Tacos?
I'm
tacos.
excited for these tacos.
These
let me tell you
tacos?
what.
I'm nervous now to make them.
I mean, I
Everybody's
can-
You're fine.
excited
I can
for them.
pirate
You
it.
got it.
No.
Yeah, we can definitely whip it up for her.
Yeah.
Have you really
She's-
not seen the Dark
I've
Knight?
never seen Dark Knight.
Why would she lie about that?
Yeah, why would I?
Did you? Are
Starts beating his
the
head.
strengths of a predator?
Don't start,
Jesus.
Jesus.
Christ. He's gonna die. Why does this make you laugh so much?
I'm mostly keeping this going because I want to see if somebody comes in and kicks us out.
They won't.
Because they're full of bullshit. They said we couldn't be here past 4:30.
Tristan, stop. Jesus Christ. Who was that? You, Kyle?
Yes, sir.
What a sound. Jesus Christ. What? I know, Tristan.
Oh,
Ooh,
jeez.
touchy subject if there ever was one. Stop it.
We should go eat.
God. I gotta go
Tacos.
swing by the old dog's place and feed him.
Okay.
I'm dog sitting today.
Right.
Oh,
I still need the
in my
address.
speech, which I haven't even fully written yet.
Oh, we need to do that still.
Yeah, but we can do that whenever. We're going to do that at your house if that's easier for everybody.
I don't care.
Okay, whatever works.
Okay. All right. Sign us off, Mark.
All right. Well, this has been another great, fun episode of What's So Funny.
Brown.
Wow. Okay.
Oh my God.
I want everybody. Okay, if you want to shout somebody out now,
There's context.
Shut up.
There's context.
I forgot. If you want to shout somebody out, now's the time.
No.
All right, buddy.
All right, let's go. I'd like to shout out Georgia. She wasn't able to be here today, but I know she would have loved this shit of an episode. This fun time we had. So yeah, shout out to Georgia.
She's quit listening because of the amount of creaking noises in the background. I'm dying, man. I'm pissed about that. Like, we need some WD-40. I'm just gonna bring it in next time. Fix that shit.
I can't hear anything now that I'm actually trying to make it sound. That's
No,
weird.
it has to go that way. Push it that way. I guess not. Never mind. Never mind.
Wait.
Oh,
There she is.
There.
We're the worst. Kyle, you want to shout somebody out?
I do. I want to shout out my boss, Eugene.
He does this every episode. God.
I want to shout out my boss Eugene. He's probably gonna work on making us an intro and outro song.
Noise.
A song?
He's quite a he's
Like
quite
a
a
little
talented
dude?
musician. That,
Like a literal song. Yes,
that
Tristan.
young man.
Wow.
Yes,
Not
hon.
only can he run a hell of a noodle store, he can make a hell of a track. Let me tell you what.
All right, Eugene.
Yeah, and I cannot wait for you guys. And his birthday is today. I need to text him.
Today's
after
my
this.
mom's birthday.
Oh,
Tristan, you're not going anywhere near her.
God, I heard about this.
Tristan has a thing from my mom.
I thought it was your
Shut
sister.
up! Shut up!
Oh wow.
Doesn't make it better. Makes it worse.
He kind of looks like Frank Sinatra.
Leave Raph alone.
Frank Sinatra.
Eugene,
I know.
he does.
But who names somebody who looks like Frank Sinatra? Eugene.
Maybe we can have him on the show one day. Ask him all about it.
Let's do it.
Every time-
Let's have a biopic. of
Every
Eugene.
time I push the mic closer to Tristan, he gives it this look like it's trying to eat him or something. He's like, "Why is it so close to my
Don't
mouth?"
lay your eggs in me.
Dude, if he gets to this episode and hears that shout out, he's gonna kill me when I get back to work.
Why's
Happy
that?
birthday.
He just will.
It happens.
That's the way it is. But I'm very excited to see what he comes up with
It's good.
because
Does he listen regularly?
everyone at work listens pretty
You know what's
much.
weird?
All right, Eugene. Howdy.
Georgia's mom
Hattie.
listens to this.
She's heard us say fuck like 30 times.
She's heard us talk about our favorite porn star.
Episode 1.
That happened first episode.
Wow.
Okay, really? I'm the only one who actually said anything because you wouldn't do it and Georgia wouldn't, so it's only me.
I didn't have an answer for
I
you.
was like, Mia Malkova, I guess. Tristan, you know of her?
Don't know who that is.
She's the flexible one.
I don't.
the flexible.
It's
one.
her and like Riley Reid. Are you serious?
I
Riley?
don't know who.
What porn are you watching?
The best.
He's like Johnny Sins. So you know who that is, you sick bastard?
No, I don't.
Dean Martin or whatever his
Jesus
name is.
Christ.
Big old Dick Dean.
We've gone off the rails. Hannah, do you want to shout somebody out before we
No,
go?
I have nobody.
Oh my God.
Really? Ever?
No,
There's only the darkness.
All right. Fuck this. I am shouting out 1, 2 more people. All right.
okay.
Go for
That's
it.
happening.
Jesus Christ.
Number 2. Want to shout out Georgia as well.
That's not.
My
Kyle, how long have you not been wearing shoes?
the whole
entire
He
time.
does this
The
every
whole time.
episode. He takes them off before we even start.
Look at these socks,
Put
brother.
them down. Put them down.
Let me. I like them. I like them. Oh, they're so good.
Put 'em
yeah,
down.
but my tootsies were getting a little cold, so I decided to put some winter socks on.
You're what?
But yeah, I want to shout out George.
Stop calling people George.
She's I wish she could have been here because I think because we couldn't do these 2 topics without her,
You're absolutely right.
and we'll do them next week probably.
That's
But
fair.
she's going home for fall break, so
She is.
hope she has a good time.
Mm-hmm.
She'll probably listen to this, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
She might. I wouldn't.
That's honestly fair.
But last person I want to shout out is I don't know. Let's just move on. I ain't got it.
Do you want to check back there and see if you kicked a plug out or something? Like by the computer screen. No, like right here. Is anything unplugged, do you think?
No, what?
Because the screen went dark.
Oh.
What do you mean?
What does the screen went dark mean? It means it's dark.
Can you not stop the recording?
I can't do anything. Look, it's black is what I'm saying to you.
Are you using? Click the keyboard.
I don't want to do it.
Click the ye old record button.
All right, I think we're good again. If anybody was worried, so I'm pretty sure it stopped recording after Tristan hit pause to try and turn the.
We'll go back and listen to it.
We'll go
just
back
to
and listen,
see.
but I think it came off. Tristan hit space button to get the.
Are we recording
monitor?
again?
Yeah. We're back up to get the monitor to go back on. Because Kyle did something stupid with his legs, and it hit this box on my side, and it flicked the monitor off button. So we were I was terrified.
Yeah, because this isn't our shit, and this shit is expensive.
And this is the second time that we would have lost an episode.
Right, episode 1, the test
Our
episode.
very first episode
the
in the
that
wind.
lost episode of SpongeBob.
It's like the old lost Wu-Tang album.
SpongeBob is trash.
Stop looking at the door.
No,
You're
it's-
Kyle, look at the
terrifying
door.
me.
No, somebody legitimately walked. I think they're gonna want us to go.
Well,
pretty quicker.
good thing we're wrapping it up.
Hold your ground, Kyle.
Was it this kid? Was it that guy?
Fuck if I know. What are you doing, buddy?
You're doing a good job.
He can't hear you.
Leave him alone.
I just waved at him because I knew he couldn't hear us.
Anyway,
Is that the show, guys?
that is the show, my
That is
friend.
the show. And what a show. We're at 128.
What a show it was.
The show was.
I'm happy to have you two. Thank you.
Yeah, I
thank you
want to
for
thank Tristan and Hannah for coming by and doing this show with us.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tristan, for that salute. That was 2 salutes. That one was worse.
you guys really saved our shit this time. Because if
You guys were
I had to
fun.
fucking talk to Mark for an
fun.
hour and a
and he
half,
hates talking to me.
I would lose my fucking
He'd
mind.
kill himself. Like,
Yeah.
Mark, stop talking to me about Power Rangers. It's not happening.
We still need to do that one.
Yeah, he really wants to know why I enjoy Power Rangers
I
so
do
much.
too.
That's on the. That's
We'll
on
talk about it some
the.
other time.
That's on the. That's on the. What's the word?
List. Agenda?
It's on the queue.
What the fuck? Why'd you pick Q? This isn't
Agenda.
Britain.
I think agenda would have been.
Thank you.
It's on the
Yeah.
agenda. You're right.
Queue.
It's on the platter.
Fucking nuts.
We're gonna-
Platter.
We bounced back and then you took us right back to where we didn't want to go.
That's what I do.
I think agenda was
derail things
Take the tires off. Put them back on.
backwards.
How do you put
Rotate the
on
tires.
backwards?
You gotta
Don't
rotate.
figure it out.
You gotta rotate the tires once a month.
I've never rotated my tires.
What the fuck?
It's a problem, man. You gotta rotate
I've
your
had
tires.
my car for 9 months. That's-
You need to go home and do
I think
that.
soon you should
Whoops. I'm like a month and a half past my oil change too. So
God, if my dad listened to this, he'd just be having a
Still kicking.
fucking aneurysm.
Where's that Tristan bro? I'm gonna beat his ass. Is that how your dad sounds?
the only thing I've had to do
Not
is
really.
change my O2 sensor, and I did that myself like 2 months.
So you
ago.
can do that, but you can't change your fucking tires.
Why would I want to do that?
Cause you're whatever.
Yeah, anyway,
You're gonna wear out your tires, fella. You gotta rotate and make sure they got equal distribution.
Shut up.
That's
do.
what they're for.
that's why you rotate them.
I know why you do it.
Why don't you do it?
Because I don't care.
That's fair.
I'm
Okay,
a baller on a budget, Mark.
bitch.
All right, we gotta close this show.
We gotta close it. All right, guys. Thanks for listening to Egg in a Bottle, episode 5.
Yes, sir.
Episode 5. We'll see you guys back again next week. Whenever we decide to. I don't know. My upload schedule is weird because I'm always busy. And I usually get it up like Sunday.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, guys.
We'll see you
Thanks.
guys next Sunday.
Thanks for listening.